Good morning. Good morning, Norton.
Hi, sweetie.
We're in the middle of talking about Andrea Peyser's column in the New York Post Saturday.
Entitled No Laughing
No
Matter.
Laughing Matter.
That's what you want when you're a comic being pretty much reviewed by this woman who has no credentials in reviewing a comedy act.
Oh, Jesus.
I love the pictures you use.
Oh, my God. We finally got a look at the pictures.
I told you, it makes you look like if you was writing a scathing report on something. They found a picture that I've never even seen myself that looks exactly like it should look for a bad
These are pictures of men, yeah. You and Louie's picture look like men that would just beat their women senseless.
Look at the picture they have of Louis like he's a raving, sweaty lunatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've never looked like this in your life. I guarantee you this was a joke pose you did for somebody. Because you got your head back, tilted to the side, all attitude, like...
This is just when... Here's Patrice's picture. Just when the woman is coming to again after you just knocked her out, she's looking up, and this is the face you're giving her like, bitch, I've hit you harder than that, and you didn't go down.
And don't let me cut that index finger off so you don't dial 911. Like, that's what a face is for my face.
Yeah, that's what your
like.
face looks like.
All right, let me
do that on purpose.
Let me do the quick recap here. So, Patrice was part of this comedy thing with Louis C.K. The Raunch Fest, called Comedy Cares for the Homeless, took off at Town Hall in Midtown, headlined by funny woman Paula Poundstone and Carolyn Ray. But after suffering through the show, one major donor immediately yanked her support from Care for the Homeless, which is now building a Bronx shelter for women, many of them victims of domestic violence. So she's like, I'm out. I'm not helping black guys anymore.
And that woman was Merle Hoffman.
Merle Hoffman. Merle. A woman named Merle.
What the other? Did you get another?
Hold on, yeah, we're getting there. It's open season on women, said an angry Merle Hoffman, president of Choices Women's Clinic, who removed her support. That's what really...
And a lot of fetuses.
Said Merle Hoffman as she tweezered a hair out from between her teeth.
Merle. Hey, beautiful, what's your name? Merle. What's his name? Bob.
Also in the audience were an unamused Sonia Osorio, president of the city's National Organization for Women, and Liz Abzug.
Liz Abzug. I'm so sorry you have Liz Abzug. I do. How long do I have to live?
How do you have a B, a Z, and a G and the same 5-letter last name? She should be shot.
It's just how do you spell the most unsexy name in the world?
Merle
Abzug. Or Merle.
Well, Merle Abzug would be the winner.
Merle Hoffman's a guy you borrow hedge clippers from. It's not a friggin' woman's name.
Merle.
No, M-E-R-L-E is Merle.
No, Stephanie.
Well, I thought maybe she spelled. You know how sometimes girls will spell their name. It'll be Jill, but they spell it like J-Y-L-L-E-X.
There is no way this is Merle because it's M-E-R-L-E.
It's Merle.
It's Merle.
How about Merle?
Her name is Merle.
How about Merle?
No.
I still say it's not Merle.
It's Merle.
She wears tight dungarees and work boots. Her name is Merle.
She does.
Walks around with a pocket kazoo and a ukulele with a strap on it around her neck.
She has hair like Joe Dirt. Merle stinks.
I hate Merle.
I hate Merle too. I hope Merle gets Abzug on her. I was going to say ovaries. You have Abzugs. There's Abzugs on your ovaries. Sorry.
The picture they had, the Osario girl is the picture.
Let me see. Let me see what she looks like.
Oh, that's her?
She's kind of hottish for somebody who's like, you know.
It's not totally bad for what she does.
No, she's kind of cute for
whatever.
But she's the president of now right now?
What a wonderful sense of humor she must have.
I bet.
All she deals with is bleeding gums and,
black eyes.
And bad excuses on why they didn't get their housework done. I was cleaning and he was drinking. Yeah, all right, fine. But why don't you explain why dinner was cold again? How about that, Toots? Don't give Sonia one side of the story.
I like putting her picture right next to Louis and yours, Patrice. Yeah. It really fills out the whole thing.
No, put hers to the left of me, and I'm in the middle, and that's the caption.
Oh, okay. And it is, just like that.
That's how it went.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's bad.
Wow, that's not good.
It looks like you two are indicted for raping her.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
Wait, but do you know the original paper? It takes up half the top of the paper. The next article was Nazi riot at a Jewish wedding. Was a Nazi riot at a Jewish wedding was the next
story to read after.
Did it also say no laughing matter?
After your filth.
No, Nazi riot was a laugh reference. Nazi riot. It was a bunch of like a laugh riot. And
Well,
I tell you, I want to see Sonia Osario's desk. I'll bet you she just has tissue box after tissue box for all the snivellers that walk in.
Got a refrigerator with raw steaks in it for their eyes.
Oh my God!
you know, it's the organization's logo on the side of the tissue boxes. Everyone likes the merchandise.
Dude, I don't know, and they didn't tell us it was a beating. It was beatings of homeless women.
How great is that? You're backstage getting ready for your set you've done 1,000,000 times, and you have no clue that there's like people in the audience that have been beat silly.
And I told you, no, it's the same thing you do. You know, Norton, you do what you're doing at the time. So
No one told you?
They said
Not that you would have changed your act because we know you.
Not that you should.
Yeah,
Hell no.
of course not.
it was a regular. We thought it was. we thought it was just old regular homeless.
Not the beat up one.
Women homeless.
You know,
Well,
It changed my whole thing.
the article gets much better.
not only is now National Organization of Women, but it's when you should do the housework when you're told.
Oh my God!
They had a problem with our Whip 'em Out Wednesday promotion.
Of course
Oh,
they did.
yeah.
We had our run-ins with them.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
the president of the New York chapter of Now.
Now.
How much fun could she be?
It was so, you don't understand, man, how it was so anticlimactic.
Yeah.
The situation. I just came in, did my abusive humor, and left. Went to a party.
Can I ask you something? Were you getting good reactions from the crowd?
Of course.
You were killing, right?
Of course.
So you were killing, and stupid Andrea Pizer was in the audience. She didn't like what you were saying, probably because maybe it hits too close to home, I'm thinking. And all of a sudden she has to write a whole column on it. So you weren't getting booed off the stage
There
or
was
nothing?
one lady that could have been Andrea that was yelling out, "Excuse me."
She did not.
Somebody, I don't know who.
Ew.
Excuse me, and I've heard that excuse me before because, of course,
Yeah.
I've pissed women off to them enough to go. Excuse me. She was gonna say something like, "Do you have a girlfriend? Has your mother ever?" I went like this. I was in the middle of doing.
Oh, you heard her and you stopped your set?
I said like this. I said, "Let me just finish this one here, and I'll get to your question." Because she was very deliberate. She had a very.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. And
I'm empowered, and
You should not go to a comedy show.
Don't.
It's as simple as that.
Wait a minute, I go like this, which I know had to piss whoever it was off. I go, hold on, I finished the joke, and then I go, oh, they said I gotta go. Like I did. They said I have to go. Thank you very much. I gotta go.
Good night.
And she said,
Not addressing you, you dope.
She should be that zealous when she's dropping those little blue hockey pucks into the septic tank. That's when she should have that type of go-get-'em attitude. When there's a streak in the tub, get that go-getter attitude.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. There's a streak in this tub, and I better get to cleaning.
Oh, didn't I say scrambled?
Oh, I thought you said sunny side.
Excuse me. It's not your problem. They picked the comedians for this benefit. They
Yeah.
can do their research. And
Do their research, right.
yeah, go get some boring, safe comics if you're going to be offended so easily.
On my best day, I'm still marginally, like on my least offensive day, somebody can complain about it.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's move on with the article because it gets really good.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a little tiptoeing around this one too.
Now,
She starts off this one paragraph. This is Andrea Pizer. Now, I like to think I have a seriously twisted sense of humor.
I would
don't.
love to find out what she thinks is twisted.
You don't.
It's funny.
But did you read the part with? Oh, you
Yeah, we're
couldn't
getting
read
there.
We're getting there.
No,
We'll
the
get
beginning
there.
when they said maim and
Yeah. Maiming, killing, and we couldn't say the other thing.
That's
on the
seriously
radio.
twisted. How could she not
Right.
find that funny?
That's not. She didn't even say a twisted sense of humor. She said seriously
And
twisted.
she likes to think that about herself.
You know
like,
what?
Oh,
You don't.
honey, I can go with the best of them.
I bet at her little coffee clutches she
Yes.
goes to with her, all her little old maid women sitting there. She is the life of the party with her jokes.
You know what it is? They're probably all around with their dumb broad friends, and they play cards, and they watch soaps, and someone says something about having too many drinks, and she goes, oh, I had too many drinks once, it was crazy.
Let me
And
tell
that's
you,
twisted and seriously crazy.
twisted and
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, she's a
You're
nut.
not twisted. Your sense of humor stinks.
It's not.
And if Andrea Pizer was the one saying, excuse me, call our show. Call our show. We'll let you have the air and see what
You'll
they're
have
all about.
free reign of our airwaves
So
to
now-
explain yourself.
Now, I like to think I have a seriously twisted sense of humor,
Yeah.
but I was among those who felt ill. But you're telling us that not many people were complaining, right? And you were getting huge laughs.
whatever.
Among those who felt ill when I heard comic Patrice O'Neill.
He's a guy.
He's a guy. They had to put that.
Heard comic Patrice O'Neill instruct men on how to turn a lover into a pirate.
How great
And
is
we have to
that?
stop there because the FCC has a major problem with all these stupid things.
Yeah, but there's a way to do this.
But
I
the
think
fact that she wrote it, that you're reading what she wrote, is not.
It's amazing.
it's not-
That's why the FCC stinks on ice.
It's doing something. It's doing something in the heat of passion that will end up with the woman having to have one of her eyes shut real quickly. Like getting something in her eye, so it'll shut. And that is supposed to represent the patch over the eye.
Oh.
Yeah, you slam her in the face with your fist. And that's supposed to represent the patch being over the eye. And then it says, then kicking her leg until she says, and it's spelled out in quotations, arg.
This is why when I was reading it, I thought that she was not trying to make a bad article. Because why would she?
Why would you write it?
The joke is, it reads funny.
It reads funny,
she's
right?
So stupid for doing that. Like, you don't put arg, and then that might have, but she put arg.
Well, hey, she's showing she's got a twisted sense of humor.
No, she did. Obi, she's so stupid.
No kidding.
Why would she do that?
Because as a dumb woman, she doesn't understand that as funny as it is, so she writes it out and thinks that's terrible. And Merle agrees, and so does Abzug,
Liz Abzug,
and so does that other pie eater, and
Sonia Osario.
And then it says,
Sonia Osario. That's what you should have said when you didn't give the eggs right to your husband.
I'm Osario.
Osario. Lightheaded.
Osario. Yeah, if you said your last name a few times, maybe you would have saved a few black eyes.
Oh, God.
He also drew laughs and gasps. You drew gasps by teaching men to improve the pinnacle of pleasure, let's say, by paralyzing partners during the act.
Which was the donkey punch. Can you?
Yeah, just say that. I'm telling you, the FCC has fined people like crazy over all that.
Really
all those terms are like such a no-no on radio.
And she doesn't. She's making this like this is my creation.
Right.
I'm like,
no.
I'm just going through it. Like, what? She made it to be some type of. She validated that nonsense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely did.
And then she goes way overboard, as far as I'm concerned. Andrea Pye.
Yes. Then Louis C.K., whose HBO series Lucky Louie was mercifully canceled.
That's just out of order.
You know why?
Why do you have to kick us all the way down?
So she didn't like it, so she figured.
Of course, I thought she had a twisted sense of humor. What is she like that's twisted? What does everything that I think is funny, she hates.
She's ignorant, man.
I love this
I hate people like this because they think if they didn't like something that everyone else should not like something. I hate that more than anything.
Now this is a seriously twisted sense. He had a seriously twisted sense of humor. She'd find this funny.
Right.
Then Louis C.K., whose HBO series Lucky Louie mercifully canceled, one-upped his twisted colleague, joking about decimating his stupid 4-year-old daughter by bashing her in the head.
And she goes, arg.
I love that.
She should have wrote arg. I've seen the words arg since Batman was on TV.
We have someone that was in the audience, Sheep Lover, who's listening on XM. The girl who stood up yelling, "Excuse me," was not Andrea. I saw the girl who did that. She was yelling, "Would you like that done to your mom or sister?"
Of course.
Not only.
And then he writes, "Ha ha, Patrice killed. He's the best." The crowd loved it. So for the most part, the crowd loved it, except for this bitch.
Too bad you didn't hear that, because you could have answered yes, that you would love that done to your girlfriend and mother, and would pay to watch it, depending how much you spent on the ethnicity of the person doing it. You could have really. I'll pay extra for an unclipped gentleman.
Oh, wow, this is interesting. The next paragraph.
Yeah.
Bobby Watts, executive director of Care for the Homeless, told me he had some complaints about the show. Though in a frantic email to Hoffman, Watts insisted that one of the show's producers, Carolyn Thompson, was outraged by the material and let the comics have it backstage.
In a way, I wanted to smash Bobby Watts. But he's the director of Care from the Homeless, and she yanked money, so he kind of has to do that.
I was going to say, I feel like I should be loyal to the guy, but they didn't say anything.
Screw them.
He's just trying to get
and
money.
did anybody catch hell backstage?
You even
Stop. Could you imagine Patrice O'Neill standing there as somebody lambasts him about his act? You'd make that face. That was in the paper. That's where they'd get that picture.
It's just, I couldn't believe it was that political watching this thing. Like, reading and I'm going, what? I just did that stupidness and left.
Oh, poor Bobby Watts. He then had to. I want to state that I do not condone the offensive women-hating nature of the routines, Watts wrote to Hoffman.
I wonder if Merle got the email.
Did you write, Dear
Merle at Yahoo?
Was it Dear Ms. Hoffman? No. Or was it, Hey, Merle?
Yeah, she got the email in between cooking tips. She was looking up on the Google.
Merle
Google.
Merle flips up her flannel collar.
He said Merle.
Dear Merle. Merle's got some emasculated man. Some emasculated man that cooks for her.
Dear Merle, LOL.
You don't even put a comma after Merle. It's a colon.
Merle. Another producer, Mark Krantz, disputed that anyone was upset. He said the organizers knew very well what the comics might say. We're sorry if it offended, but the performers knew why they were there, and they were there for free.
Didn't even get paid.
Krantz. He said the event's organizers walked into this with their eyes open. I'm sure on some planet these comics are funny.
Well, get Andrea Pizer on the phone. Andrea, don't hide.
But for a
Come
woman's
on our show.
homeless shelter, that's a bad joke.
I'm sure on some planet these comics are funny. What an ass. Just because you didn't like it, that's fine. You have your own opinion. I respect that. But to think that people don't think Patrice O'Neal's funny is ridiculous.
I don't know, man.
And
According to Andrea, she has a seriously twisted sense of humor.
Seriously twisted.
I'll bet you her and Merle and the Abzug girl shared a few belly laughs backstage.
Oh.
Remember that time you got pregnant and then you sneezed and you weren't pregnant anymore? Bah!
I bet they chuckle watching that clear hose trying to identify what pieces are going through it.
Look,
was that a lil hand?
I would have shaken that. Oh, my sense of humor is so twisted I'm laughing. Uh-oh, meth on the linoleum. O-T-E. Oh, well, that could have been a president.
Oh, boy. That's good. Great.
Hey, what happened
From
with
bassinet to biohazard bag.
we got more. We got more on the story from Patrice O'Neal because I guess his fine woman there
what a
got into an email battle with Andrea Pizer.
Oh, what a trooper!
Good for her.
She ran in the house.
Good for your girl, man.
Her main thing was she was upset mostly with Merle. Because it's like, why would you yank your money?
Yeah.
Because of what my boyfriend said. But
yeah, that's worse than
like
what
the women
did.
don't need the money
Not
because you upset her.
I don't think you did anything wrong, but if you're thinking about what's worse, I think what's worse is like pulling money out of an organization that needs to help over a dumb joke.
Right.
I'm sorry. I just got so distracted at what I think was the news.
It is the news.
No, it can't possibly be the news. No, you're kidding.
It's white people dancing, and two of them are wearing the Jamaican hats.
They're wearing Jamaican hats with the fake dreads coming out.
Losing weight to reggae.
And they're dancing behind the anchor desk. Could you ever see Walter Cronkite with a reggae hat on and dreads?
No. How the hell can you lose weight to reggae?
Lose weight to reggae, yeah.
You're not losing weight to reggae. You're
Reggae
smoking
makes-
pot and sitting in a lounge chair next to a pool.
How the hell do you lose weight freaking listening to reggae?
Smoking blunts.
Are you
Just
kidding?
stop it. Look at these idiots.
I can see you losing weight listening to Boy George music, but not reggae.
Oh, man, 6 months later.
There you go.
You just lost all the weight you need.
I'm dumbfounded watching
Who's watching the news and actually laughing?
I don't know. It's all right.
No,
Anyway, so what happened with the chick?
And I have a severely twisted, seriously.
Oh, God, I like to think I have a
twisted
twisted sense of humor.
Let's get back to Patrice because I want to wrap this up so we can move on to other things. So
Yeah, she started it out. I didn't read it because I know how I am. If I read it, I would have been, backseat driving her great. But I read it. It was really good. It began with, I am Patrice O'Neal's fiance, and then in parentheses, AKA his bitch. And I'm here to say that I have never been maimed or beaten in the act of sex. But she never defended that I'm a misogynist. She never said I'm not one.
She probably tried to, and her computer wouldn't let her type it. It kept deleting.
But she wrote a long thing and all of gripes, and Andrea wrote back, I have to paraphrase, but she basically wrote back, listen, first of all, don't shoot the messenger. Second of all, I am not before you give me a speech about journalistic integrity, I am not a journalist. I'm a columnist. So
they're paid for their opinions.
To me, it's fine. She's got an opinion, but it's a lousy one. Yeah. It's one that is contradictory to her saying that she has a seriously twisted sense of humor, and that's.
Do women like that have sex? Like Gloria's already. Oh, I'll bet you. Not only do they have sex, but I'll bet you that they like their hair pulled, and I'll bet you that they are just dirtbag submissive. That's what my guess would be. Because any woman that's running around tooting her own horn like that and just demanding, I guarantee you,
I think a lot of these.
If they're straight, they're dirty subs.
A lot of these right-wing guys that are against homosexuality always end up popping out of the closet when something happens. Some guy comes in and says, "Hey, we were having sex." Same thing with these women. Yeah, they probably in bed just love a little hair tug.
We have another person that was at the show. Anna from Bayside. As someone who attended the show, it's ironic that Twatty, Carolyn Ray, and Paula Poundstone weren't lambasted for their tacky attempts at man-bashing.
Was Paula Poundstone and Carolyn Ray trying to...
I wasn't even going to ask Patrice that question. He has no clue.
I don't know.
He just waits to do a little man. Go on stage. I had no doubt in my mind. You didn't see any part of the show.
I don't know what
I guess that's okay, because when a woman tries to hit you, you just laugh at her anyway.
Absolutely. You just take a little slap and you just get right back harder.
And then Anna
Put your
continues.
class ring on her cheek.
Anna continues. They just wish they got laughs like Patrice and Lewis did. Stupid. And then she used the C plural word. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. She went there.
Comics,
kooks.
comedians.
I can't believe here's the worst thing of Andrea Pizer. She's a homely woman. They're columnists like Linda Stacy and her. They're all ugly. None of them are sexy. I don't know what Merle looks like, but she couldn't be hot.
Merle can't be sexy.
How can she be?
Oh, this
Merle.
This is how we wrap this up. Once again, we invite the columnists to defend themselves on the Opie and Anthony show. It never happened.
I want to talk to Merle.
They all hide.
Let's get
We'll
Merle.
talk to Merle Hoffman. We'll talk to Liz Asberg. Abzug, whatever.
Abzug.
We'll talk to the girl that has sorry in her last name.
Osorio.
Oh, sorry.
Sonia Osorio.
And the Pizer woman.
And we'll talk to the Pizer woman.
Do we try getting them all, Merle?
All at once.
What happened? Too early, right? They all say that.
Oh,
too
too
early.
early.
All right, it's the O&A virus spreading across America. Patrice O'Neill, everyone. We have Louis C.K. He's waiting on hold here, just listening to us babble about nothing.
Talkie.
Hey, Louis, what's up?
Sweetie.
And the lack of interest in it.
Congrats on the print.
Oh, yeah, that was a nice ink. That was great.
We've been talking about it all morning. We have Patrice O'Neill in studio.
Yeah, I was very proud of that. I thought that was awesome.
No laughing matter, my friend.
Well, you should know better than...
How many, every time something happens with comedy, that's the headline.
Yep.
No laughing matter. That's really creative.
But this woman claims to have this really seriously twisted sense of humor.
Yeah.
And then just trashes you guys.
Yeah, I actually thought she was fair in a lot of ways. Like, she says that Patrice got laughs. Like, she could have just not mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
She does say he got laughs and gasps, which is true. I was there. There were people that were bumming out, but they were helping to make laugh the people with senses of humor. So
that happens at the women's clinics, too. Laughs and gasps.
Yeah, the boyfriend's laughing and high-fiving his friends while she's gasping and thinking he's still going to stay with her because she's going through what he promised he'd stay with her if she went through. You mean if I get it taken care of, you won't break up with me? Yeah. And he hears that thing get plugged in, and he hears the kickstart, and he high-fives his friends, and they leave her there. Have some orange juice and get your road ride home, you no morning after pill whore.
I just got to sell these concert tickets to pay for it.
Best times, right on. The one thing about Andrea Pizer that she fails to mention in the column, the headline is no laughing matter, but Louis C.K. and Patrice O'Neill were getting huge laughs at this show. There was only a handful of people that weren't enjoying it.
Yeah, no, it was killing. And the thing is that the point of having us there was not that we weren't supposed to be there to talk about how great women's shelters are.
Yeah.
We were there to put our names on the show so that people would come and see us. And both Patrice and I, when we went on stage, got big applause going on. So we know that people paid money to that women's shelter so that they could watch us say horrible things about women. That's the whole point.
Yeah. Right.
If they had a show where a bunch of people stand up there and talk about how nice everybody should be, nobody would have paid any money. So, this woman that pulled her support, though, that's what makes me sick.
Yeah.
She thinks that she's helping. She thinks that she's fighting misogyny by taking money away from a women's shelter. So
yeah. Well, you think if Merle Hoffman would have been billed, that she was going to be up on stage, and Liz Abzug was going to be up there, that the place would have packed out? Of course not.
The thing that's funny, too, is that Merle Hoffman, it says she pulled her support.
Yeah.
She's the president of Choices Women's Clinic.
Yeah.
It's not like they had money. She just decided to be bitter and say something crappy, but it's not like she was pouring money into the place.
Oh, so she just is removing her support.
Well, that's the way I read it, because it doesn't...
So,
No, I think she was... Actually, I think they said she was a big financial contributor. Maybe on a personal level she was.
It doesn't say that on the...
No? I thought it said she was a big contributor. I could be wrong.
No, she's just another, person with a handout for women that get hit.
I tell you one thing, isn't it great, though, that she yanked all that money, and all she did was, like, with every dollar she yanked, 2 more teeth got loosened.
Yeah. No kidding.
Tee-hee. There you go, girls.
Black guys for everyone, because she doesn't have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. It's like, I'm going to, we're all here to support these women, and I thought those guys weren't funny, so I'm taking money away from these ladies.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder what they would have done if De Niro or somebody had volunteered to say, be the MC. Would they have objected because he beat his wife in Raging Bull? It's once again the double standard for comedy. It's just revolting.
Right.
And again, look at what Paula Poundstone was in the news for.
Well, yeah, I don't know that Paula did anything.
No, I said she was in the news for it.
It was alleged.
Alleged.
They forgave her. They're fine with her now.
Yeah.
But you weren't even accused of that. And what bugged me is this woman ran a woman's choice clinic, which is basically, it's an abortion clinic, correct?
Yeah, I guess so.
And you're talking about beating up your kid. I'm like, well, at least they had the thing. God almighty, at least you guys had it and loved it and repainted the room. She didn't even want to repaint the room. She's like, let's just leave it as a study.
Well, this is what I love about the stuff they chose of mine to complain about. They obviously combed through my act looking for something that was against women.
Yeah.
I don't talk about any women or hitting women, but they found, he hit a little girl. So if I had done a bit about hitting my little boy, they would have said, who cares, little
Yeah,
faggot.
wouldn't have been in there.
Yeah.
Let him hit the little faggot. Nobody cares about boys.
I love where it says joking about decimating his stupid 4-year-old daughter by bashing her in the head. It looks so good in writing. It looks like a restraining order.
Yeah, really.
It looks like she thinks my daughter is.
Louis, do you remember that picture
Yeah.
you took?
What's that?
That picture that's in the paper, do you remember that from anywhere? Can you trace that picture back? Like, I remember that picture.
That's me from HBO special, the half hour I did 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Okay, all right.
The publicity photo they got from HBO. So HBO supplied that to help them malign me.
Yeah, because you look like a lunatic, and Patrice just looks like he's ready to carjack you.
You know. Patrice looks like he's going, were the people there? I didn't know.
Well, I mean, you don't want to. I mean, as a comic, we all know that people like, Liz Abzug and Merle Hoffman. I mean, that's basically the target audience because they're very funny people. Women who are involved in social causes always have wonderful senses of humor.
Oh, twisted.
Hilarious.
That's the whole point. The whole point of this stupid event was let's take this out of our realm and go get some. It was Rich Voss was there. The bill was a dirty, nasty bunch of guys because we pull in numbers and we make money for them. We didn't get paid to do this. We did this for them.
Yeah.
And so the idea that this lady's going to, protest by, she should just go over to that shelter and start hitting women because she didn't think we were funny.
Well, I not only should she, but I think we ought to as well. I love women.
Nori, man, he's funny. Why is Nori has too much about beating all women?
No reason. I mean, I didn't go through a horrible experience this weekend that I'm devastated. No.
Oh, believe me, when it comes to a little woman bashing this week, it is
oh boy, you picked the right guy.
Yeah, this hit a perfect day for us.
I make LaMotta look like Alan Alda this week.
I can picture Norton's entire left side going out of socket trying to punch anything.
Sorry, didn't mean to laugh that hard.
That's right.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. You're hurting today. I shouldn't have laughed that
What
hard.
happened, Jim?
Nothing does comedy better than being quoted so that you can tell how funny it is in an angry article. Because Patrice's bit is obviously, just the fact that she spelled out arg.
Yeah, arg. I mean, it reads funny.
A lot of A's, by the way.
It's not my bit, Louis. It's not even my bit. It's just that.
It's a thing.
One of those
It's going
things.
around. It's a thing.
That's yours now, buddy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Arg.
All right, Louis.
You guys want to hear some hate mail? Of course you do. Why would you want me to read a bunch of emails where people tell me that they think I'm funny? That's not interesting. All right, so the other day I did Conan O'Brien. Evidently, I did that on September 9th because the person who wrote the hate mail let me know that it was 9908 when I did Conan O'Brien. And basically, I got to be honest with you. It was the best 4.5-minute set I've ever had on a late-night show. I've done – how many of those I've done? I've done like 3 Carson Dailies, 4 Lettermans, and this was my 3rd Conan. And I finally figured it out how to do it. Because the problem I have is my jokes are really long. So I try to chop them up. My jokes are also very not conducive to running a Crest toothpaste ad afterwards, And I kind of like I'm a dick, and I have my Aryan haircut now. So I got all that fucking going. So I had to somehow figure out how in 4.5 minutes to come out and make the crowd kind of go, dude, what the fuck? Like I always do, but somehow get them back quick enough where they'll like me for the next 4 fucking minutes. And I finally did it. Wire to wire. It was so fucking smooth that I got up. I had absolutely no regrets. No, I didn't think of anything where I fucked up. And I was thinking, this thing went so well, not even my mother would criticize it, because she always criticizes them. And she's not trying to be a jerk. What she says is she's trying to make it better, okay? Which is what she's doing, okay? But, it's kind of nice to be like, hey, son, you did a good job. Oh, by the way, next time don't fuck this up, ease into it. You just don't hit me with a fucking straight right. Like Ali, the one punch I didn't prepare for that my mother is going to fucking criticize me, you know what I mean? You ever see that when we were kings, when Ali's fighting George Foreman, back when he was a scary individual, before he became this happy guy who makes grills, or at least signs them. I don't think he's in the factory doing it. But, that's what he did. Came out the first round, and he's like, what's the one punch he hasn't prepared for? The straight right. And he fucking bashed him in the face like 9 times with it. My mother is the verbal equivalent to a straight right in that goddamn fight there, okay? So, anyways, I did so great. She even left me a message. She said it was so great, not even I could criticize it, because it's kind of a joke between us, because there was a moment there when I wouldn't tell her I was on television, because I couldn't handle the fucking criticism. All right, that was a big, long wind-up to say it went so fucking awesome, but I still ended up getting some hate mail, and here it is. Basically what happened was I opened up with this adopting a dog joke because I want to get a puppy, and people are telling me that I should rescue a dog. And my worry is if I go down there, you know, I know there's a lot of good dogs down there, but, you know, there's a couple of, you know, there's the Cujos and old Yellers down there, too. So I'm kind of fucking nervous to do that. So that's basically the joke, right? So this is the email I got from this lady. She says, Bill, I caught your act on Conan tonight, 9908. She has that in parentheses to make it nice and official. She goes, I usually love the comedians he features on his show, as I have watched his show every night for more than 13 years, and I am known to have a good sense of humor. So you see what she's done in the beginning? She has established herself as somebody who is a regular viewer, has not missed one show in 13 years. That's pretty incredible, don't you think? It's almost like it didn't really happen. It's almost like she's setting me up so she can then be an unbelievable fucking cunt. Okay? And then she's also known to have a good sense of humor. And evidently that's true because she wrote it. She's known to have a good sense of humor by a bunch of other fucking people that I don't even know. But okay, we'll take your word for it. So she's known to have a good sense of humor, and she goes, however, is it going to take a left turn? I think it is. However, I was completely appalled at your rant about rescue dogs. Your horrible, unfair stereotypes is why millions of dogs and cats are killed each year at the shelter and pounds in the USA. Isn't that amazing? I thought it was because a bunch of people dropped off dogs that they didn't want anymore, and then nobody adopted them, and that's why they ended up getting killed. Evidently, it's because of the joke that I told on Conan O'Brien. So anyways, many pets, we're back to her now, many pets are left at shelters due to the mortgage crisis, and people have lost their homes, or their owners dying, not because they were bad dogs or repeat offenders as you compared them to dangerous felons in prison. See, that even made me laugh. That's a funny, comedy is exaggeration. So anyways, she continues. Hundreds of rescue dogs from local pounds have gone on to become huge movie stars. All right, we're going to stop right there for a second. Huge movie stars. Should I keep ripping this apart? You want me to keep reading it? I mean, now this is the last time I'll stop, and then I'll just finish the fucking letter. Huge movie stars? Really? Really, Lisa? Okay, let's name them. Lassie, Benji. I've heard of this Rin Tin Tin back in the days when fucking Milton Berle had a show, right? And then what are you left with? There's something you guys can email me in. Email me in some more famous dogs. Spuds McKenzie. That fucking, Ay Chihuahua, the fucking thing from the Taco Bell commercials. What are you, Yo Quiero Taco Bell? That one? He's not even famous. He's like the fucking, he's like, you know what, and that dog's not even famous. That is the dog equivalent to that dude who used to get on TV and be like, dude, you're getting Adele. Remember him? He was famous for like 3 minutes, and then he bought some weed in Washington Square Park, and that ended that. Huge movie stars. Really? When's Spud's going to make his fucking comeback? Is he in the next Pulp Fiction? All right. I'm going to just finish the letter here, because this thing fucking drives me nuts. Okay, they're going to become huge movie stars, and more have even become real-life heroes, saving many lives. Making fun of people is totally up for grabs. Making fun of homeless animals in shelters or pounds waiting to die is like making fun of the Jews in German death camps. Totally offensive. Okay? Can you fucking believe that? This is the level she's taking this to, you know? I mean, don't you think you're just as offensive comparing Jews to shelter dogs? I mean, why don't you hold the mirror up to your face, sweetheart? I'm doing it again. I'm commenting. Finish the letter, Bill. Okay. Okay, this is when it starts getting threatening. Do you need to be reminded what happened to Ellen DeGeneres when she publicly denounced the rescue group on air? Yes, I do, you dumb bitch. She still has her own hit TV show. Sorry. Continuing. She alienated herself from anyone that has adopted a pet or rescued a homeless pet. There are millions of us. And she even offended responsible animal owners. So what are you saying? The other people who adopt those homeless pets are not responsible? So anyway, she goes, the outcry was tremendous, and it hurt her popularity dearly. Oh, yeah, I just saw her in an American Express commercial. She really looks like she's hurting. Jesus Christ. She's probably fucking ordering whores every 5 minutes, having them come over dressed like Girl Scouts, you know? All right. I don't think this part of your act is going to go over well in Austin, Texas. Great. She's on my website stalking me now. Down in Austin, Texas, they are huge animal lovers and even bigger rescue animal lovers. They even made the city a no-kill city for shelter and rescue animals. And here's where she brings it down. She takes it down a note. We all need to laugh. Just don't perpetuate stereotypes that harm the innocent and increase the death rates. Come up with something else. As I recall, no one hardly laughed until you changed the topic. Regards, Lisa. That's the part of the email that really fucking hurts the most. Okay, not only did I finally have this great wire-to-wire set, which I will be putting up on my website today. Okay, you know, it went so well, not even my mother fucking criticizes it. And then just out of left field, here comes Lisa. Here comes Lisa, who's so into this fucking topic that she compares dogs being put to sleep to the Holocaust in Germany. Now, I'm a dog lover. I'm going to do what she does. I'm a dog lover, and, you know, I'm known to have a good sense of humor. But, you know, what the fuck, lady? Why don't you take it down a little bit? Okay, making fun of those dogs is the equivalent to what Michael Vick did in fucking Virginia, maybe, where that's another human being who was doing mean shit to dogs. I can see that, you know? I don't think me making fun of dogs is the equivalent of somebody trying to exterminate an entire race of people so he can take over the fucking world. All right? And no point did I say to make lamps out of a Cocker Spaniel either. So your comparison is fucking ridiculous. Okay, now we're into paragraph 2. Ellen DeGeneres, okay? The worst thing that happened out of that was everybody made fun of her for crying. You know, radio shows, talk show hosts, they all made fun of her, but she's doing fine, okay? She comes out, she does her little fucking Irish jig at the beginning, which is fucking cringeworthy, and I cannot even watch it. You know, and after a while, you know, when you do it 90 shows in a row, it's almost like you feel like the higher-ups are telling her to do it, and she doesn't want to dance anymore. So I really try to look into her eyes to see, like, that cry for help. And I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, the joke not going over, Lisa. You know? Went over great. I'm not going to lie to you. It was awkward until I said, why don't we just go down to a prison and adopt an inmate and roll the dice that the guy was wrongly convicted. Bam! Right there, I got my first laugh. And then I just rode that out like one of the fucking Beach Boys. Took it right to the goddamn beach. All right? So why don't you just fucking lighten up a little bit, you know? Get out of your agenda for a second, okay, and watch my set again, because it was a fucking great set, goddammit. And I'm going to put it up on my website today, because I finally got the clip of it to prove to people. And you can see what she's talking about. At first, it starts off awkward, but I mentioned that. That's how my sets always start off. All right? I've been opening recently with a line in my act saying I'm sick of obese people crying on TV. Now, that always causes people to pull back. It's a great way to get people to shut the fuck up and look at the stage before you ease them down into whatever thing you want to talk about. So that's all I did on Conan. All right? Actually, I got to admit to you guys, I was actually standing backstage, sitting there going like, oh, my God, I'm opening up, making fun of rescue dogs. I'm going to come off like a psycho, and I was second-guessing myself, and then I was just sitting there like going, really? Are you really going to do this again, your 12th late-night set? Why don't you always do that. You do that in comedy clubs. So what I did was I walked out there, and I just said, fuck it, and I just played to the crowd like I was in a comedy club, and lo and behold, it went fucking great. And I was on cloud 9 until Lisa had to say, she didn't even take me down. I thought it was funny. That's the thing about groups. You know, once you join a group, like you fucking, you know, be it rescue dogs, environmentalist group, or a fucking the religious right, you just spin off into I don't know where you go. And it's because you're hanging around people who are all saying the exact same shit. You know what I mean? It's like a bunch of chicks sitting around who are like 12 years old, just in a bedroom covered with Jonas Brother posters. You know, how the fuck do you think they're gonna find anything better than they're not?